How's it going, folks? Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Glad to be with you. BangTheBook.com. Always remind you to check out Adam Burke and the Sports Betting Podcast. I join Adam on Tuesdays. A lot of great information for you throughout the course of the week, and follow along on Twitter at BangTheBook. We're going to focus on bowl games. Let's head into the weekend and the games early next week, and let's talk about Birmingham, Alabama, and it's Texas Tech in South Florida. South Florida is a 2.5-point favorite in this game. Total on the game, they're betting it up 65.5 up to 67. These are two teams that are capable of high-octane offense. I would envision that's a total that could go even higher. The Armed Forces Bowl has San Diego State taking on Army. Army's a 6.5-point favorite, and they are betting the under like a good thing in this game. Totals dropped from 49.5 down to 45.5. San Diego State has a very good defense, and with extra time to prepare, for that stout wishbone running game that Army employs, stands to reason that they'll be better prepared to slow things down. Let's move on to the Dollar General Bowl. This is in Mobile, Alabama. Now, a lot of times we talk about motivation. Who wants to be in bowl games? Rest assured, Appalachian State wants to be there. This is a feather in their cap, taking on Toledo out of the MAC. Toledo, a 7.5-point favorite. Total on the game sits at 62.5. This App State team, they can play a little bit. Losses on their schedule were to Georgia and Wake Forest. And they won their final three games, and they can score a little bit. And Toledo, their offense is flat out rolling right now. Total on the game is 62.5. That's a number I think could go on the rise a little bit. Look for that total to go up in that particular game. Off to the Hawaii Bowl. And it's all about who's going to focus when you get to Hawaii. Fresno State against Houston. The number on this game, see, Houston opened a 1.5-point favorite. The Cougars are up to a 2.5-point favorite. I think 3 is likely going to happen. So the sooner you bet it, if you're looking to lay the points with Houston, sooner the better is the way to go. Now the total's gone from 47 up to 49.5, and in some places even 50. And this is a Houston team that beat Navy, but they have an exceptional defense. So I don't know if this total, the move on the total is misguided or not, but know that Houston's defense is pretty good. That is a Sunday game. Then we go to Tuesday, and we'll roll a few games out for you that I think are pretty compelling. We'll talk about the Heart of Dallas Bowl. This will be played at the Cotton Bowl, with Utah a 4-point favorite for the opener against West Virginia. I think there's some respect for the Pac-12 here, but I also think it's respect for the coach. Really well-coached football team, Utah, up to 6.5, may even get to 7. Totals on the rise, 54 the opener. That total is up to 57. West Virginia's kind of been a hard team to trust throughout the course of the season. Now, the Quick Lane Bowl, this is in Detroit. From a crowd perspective, Northern Illinois plays in the MAC. Think they'll have a good crowd there. I don't know, how big a crowd Duke will actually have for this football game. Duke went from 3 up to 5, however. And don't sleep on Northern Illinois. They were kind of a mission team this year, played a lot better. And actually, they beat Nebraska and should have beaten San Diego State. I think with extra time to prepare, Northern Illinois might be a live dog in this particular spot. And don't forget, at one point during the season, Duke suffered through a 6-game losing streak. They did, however, win their last 2 to make sure they were bowl eligible. Then we go to Kansas State and UCLA. This is a pretty interesting game. K-State, 3-point favorite. That's down to 2.5. And, this is the a game where the total is 63.5. Rosen, watch out for him. K-State actually won 4 of their last 5. But I look for Rosen and players like him. This is the final chance to really impress before the draft. And if he comes out of this game and plays great, then maybe he doesn't go to the Senior Bowl and an All-Star game, because all he could do is maybe hurt his lot in life when the NFL draft rolls around. I look for Rosen to have a big game here. And I can see the total on this game actually going up a little bit. Again, it's always trying to get ahead of the number. Bowl season. Interesting weekend, some cool games coming up next Tuesday. Always on the Bang the Book podcast with Adam Burke. You get great information, and it's a great follow on Twitter. Always inviting you to follow along at Bang the Book. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. We'll focus on Week 16 in the NFL with a number of video that will be coming your way shortly.